Hello everyone, I am Ritesh and in this video I will show you how to authenticate your users with Firebase Authentication. I will push all the code for this app to GitHub and you can find the link for that from my blog, whose link is in the description of this video. Now let's get started. So let's create the Firebase Authentication app. We'll name it Firebase Auth app. This is the package name. Let's finish and it's loading. There we go. So our app is created. Now let's connect it with Firebase. I have created a separate video for that part. You can check that video if you want. So click on Android and let's find the package name. This is the package name. Copy, paste the name of the app and the SHA1 key. So that one is go to Gradle, task, Android, Sunny report. Grab the key and paste it. Register app. Download this JSON. There you go. And go to Android Studio and then go to project and paste. Drag it here. Like that. Reflect. That's it. Next add this dependencies. So we are using Kotlin DSL. If you are using Groovy, you can switch it and use these instead. Now let's copy this and paste it. So just paste it here and then copy this and this, and then go to here and paste this here and then the rest here. Sync. Next. Now click on next, continue to console. So I think our app is connected with Firebase. Now let's create the UI for the login and registration. First we need to create two activities, one for login and another one for sign up. So empty views activity and we'll set the name as sign up and check this launcher activity. So when we click on our app and the app is opening, this is the first activity which will start. Click on finish. If you forgot to do that, you can do here as well. Go to edit manifest and just move this launcher here. You don't need this. Let's move this. Okay, so you can see the intent filter inside the activity, sign up activity. Now let's create a new another activity for login activity and empty views activity and set this as login activity login. And okay, so we have created the two activities. Now let's enable viewBinding. For that, go here and in this Android section we'll set build features viewBinding first true and sync it. Next, in all the activities we'll do this. So we'll create a new private let init var binding activity login binding. This one is login activity. And next here we'll set binding equals activity login dot inflate layout in Flutter. Binding dot root. Yeah, so we'll set this binding root as the content or the content which will be shown. Next we'll do this same thing in main activity as well. So here private let init var binding activity main binding, and then again here binding equals activity main binding dot inflate layout inflator binding dot root. So what we did is that we first enabled viewBinding here, then we created a new binding variable and inflated it with layer inflator. Then we set the root of the binding as the content. This is how you set up viewBinding. I will again do the same for here as well. So viewBinding setup is done. Now let's create the UI. So we'll open the login activity and we'll create a very simple and basic UI, nothing complicated. This is primarily to learn the backend stuff. For a beautiful front-end design, we'll make a separate video for that. Now let's change it to linear layout for a much more predictable setup. Linear layout, and then change the orientation to vertical and the gravity to center, and the background edge has 180. Okay, next we'll get to edit text. So we'll copy wrap content slash. So we'll actually change the weight to 350 dp. And we'll then just duplicate it. Okay, just alt enter, set autofill hint as email address, and then input type as email again. So we'll set the hint. So we'll set the hint as email and hint color as has 757575. Okay, next we'll select this and duplicate it, and we'll change it as password, this also as password, this as password, and we'll add an ID as email, here also ID as password. Okay, so we got the email and the password field. Here users can add, this is a basic UI again. I don't assume you will be using this as your production UI. We'll create a separate video for making beautiful UIs. Let's focus on the backend first. So this will get the job done for that. This is the ID to identify this field through here, these activities file, and the width and the height. We'll set the height as wrap content, so as much as needed to wrap into that, and the width will be 350 dp. We have fixed that. Let's add two more stuff. One is a continue button, wrap content, and wrap content slash. The text would be continue, and the text size, let's increase it to 15 sp or 20 sp. Okay, next add an ID to it as continue button. Okay, looks terrible. Let's change it to 18. Okay, now it looks fine. Let's add a margin of 20 dp. Okay, now it looks better. Let's add another text view, wrap content slash. So we'll set the text as activity login, right? So to move to main activity, we'll write don't have an account create here, and we'll change the text color to blue. Let's change it here. Okay, whatever. So this is the UI for the login screen. Now we have to create a login screen for the registration sign up activity. Now that's actually fairly easy. Just copy and paste it. We'll change a few stuff like signing the context and all these I hope don't need to be changed, I guess. And this already have an account login here. Okay, this is very simple. I actually forgot to add an ID to these text fields, so let's add it. ID as move, and we'll use the same ID here as well. Okay, now our UI part is ready. This is all we need. Let's get rid of this garbage. Okay, so let's open Firebase again and go to authentication and set up sign in method. Next, set email and password and choose email password, not the password as sign in. And that's all we need to do here right now. Then open documentation from here and go to, like you can see, build authentication. So here also we'll choose build authentication. Here we'll choose Android and password authentication, of course. So it's saying we have to add this dependency. Let's add it here and sync now. Next, what you need to do is you need to initiate Firebase Auth. So copy and okay, so you need to import this. Okay, ready. Next initiate it. So to initiate, just in the on create. So this is the Java part, Java one, and the .ktx one is the Kotlin one. Select .ktx one, and here also import. Okay, the shortcut I'm using is Alt Enter. Next, we need to check if we are already logged in. So this is important in the launcher activity. So our launcher activity is sign up activity. So we'll add it here. So as the app starts and this activity opens, we'll first check if our user is already logged in. So this is the function for that. Actually we missed something. Yeah, actually missed this part here. So we'll copy paste that. I love copy paste. Okay, so this will be fixed. Yeah, now if our user is not null, means we are already logged in, we'll move the user to our main activity. Intent equals, so val intent equals intent this main activity class.java. Yeah, and start this activity intent. Okay, so this is a intent. If you know, intent is used to move a user to next activity. There actually you can move data as well. Now this will help you move to the next activity. The context as this means sign up activity to main activity dot class, and we start the activity start this intent using this function. Okay, now let's open again the documentation, and this is the code to create user with email password. So this is the one we need in activity sign up, I guess. Yeah, in sign up activity you'll use this code in the continue button, right? Like the user will first write its email and password and then will hit continue. So when the user hits continue, we'll create an account, right? So let's do that. So first binding dot the ID of that button, that is continue button, dot set on click listener, and paste the copied code here. So the email of our user is binding.email get text. There was a function like that, binding.email get text .toString .trim. Oh yeah, and we'll do the same for this as well. So binding dot password dot get text dot toString dot trim. Oh, very long, right? Alt enter. So got from binding the email field, that's the ID of the field. From that field we'll get the text. So when the user clicks, he or she must have written the email or the password. So get the text with this function and then convert it to string. So we don't know if that's a string or a number, whatever, a float or whatever. So we'll convert it to string and then trim it down. So we'll remove the white spaces and all, and then the next function the same for the password field. Now actually, yeah, toString and trim. Yeah, so all the part is there. Next, this is the function that will run once if it is successful, right? Like task is successful, then this code will run. So in that case, let's import it. Log d tag import it. So if the function is successful, we'll move the user to the main activity. So we'll copy, paste. Yeah, that's simple. Next, here we'll do the same. So if the authentication fails, we'll show a text toast as authentication failed. That's all we'll do, and remove this update UI. So yeah, next do the same for login. So we'll scroll down and I already have all these ready. We'll copy it and paste it, of course. I think we don't have this code. Let's edit here as well, and instead of relog, if the user is logged in, just move it to the main activity, the intent. Yeah, this one. So we'll import the intent, and here we'll assign it the user. So copy the onCreate function, will again set an onClick listener to the continue button. So binding dot continue button dot set onClick listener and paste the code here. The same thing, binding dot email dot toString dot binding dot email dot get text dot toString dot trim, and we'll do the same for here. Binding dot password dot get text dot toString dot trim. Just do this, alt enter, and we'll import the log as well and the tag. Just alt enter, and then there is update UI. Now here we'll use the same intent thing. So yeah, and remove this. So I think we are all set off. Just one last thing, this one. So to move, we'll again set an onClick listener to that, and with an intent, binding dot move dot set onClick listener and we'll again put an intent here to move the user to the login screen, if sign up screen. So we'll again use this code and sign up activity. Yeah, and we'll need the same code or similar code in sign up activity. So inside onCreate function, just paste it and move the user to login activity. So yeah, this function will do when the user clicks here, it will move to the other activity. If it's sign up activity, it will move to login activity. Next, yeah, so that's all, I guess. Yeah, that's all. This is the function to sign up the user. Now we're going to do that. Okay, I think already. Let's test that. So I have connected my phone. Let's change from Firebase signing report to app and hit this. So our app will be built. So we got our app. Now I will add my email, revcode.io, and the password to be 123456, the best password in the world, 123456. Continue. Yeah, so we are logged in. Now in Firebase, you can see, if we refresh, you see the email and the user ID here. And similarly, if we try to log in with this credentials, let's do one thing. I will uninstall this app from my phone. So I have uninstalled the app from my phone. Let's reinstall it. And we already have an account. There is some spelling mistake here. Okay, we'll fix it. So here we'll add our email and password, revcode.io, and the password will be 123456. Continue. Yeah, so we have successfully logged in and sign up. Yeah, thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.